Hey there, guys and gals, our friends and foes. Welcome to the very first League of Impossibilists remote live stream. And as you can tell, we've got some familiar faces. We've got the founders all together, but in different remote locations. I'm coming to you from a secret, secluded location at a library somewhere that I'm not going to tell you. We've got Madam Darkin Deacon, Nash DeClan, and we've got a very special guest, Michael Mitchell, and we got someone, a surprise guest, about to join us right now. It is Sarah Dactyl.
Hey guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing
I'm fine.
great.
How are you?
Doing fine.
I'm doing great. This is my first time ever doing this, so.
Awesome. So I am hearing an echo from somewhere. Maybe it's just my imagination, but we already got some viewers watching. Now, for those of you who are watching us live, we want you to post comments and let us know that you're here, because StreamYard that we're using, the program that we're using, doesn't tell us when someone has arrived. So you have to let us know. And Sarah Dactyl is here. She has been helping me out promote the League of Impossibilists, and she'll probably be joining us on some con missions, helping out. And we've been talking to her about that for a while. And Michael Mitchell is here. He is a soon-to-be member of the League of Impossibilists. And part of what we're going to be doing today is talking about his character name and who he is going to be. Now, Sarah, she's going to play the role of our viewing audience and asking questions that, she thinks that people may be interested in learning about and hearing about or curious about. Oh, you know what? I think that's why I was getting echo. Can you guys still hear me?
Your own show.
Echo. No, you can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on. Why?
I can hear you and I can hear an echo.
Who's watching our show? It's great for our numbers, but who's watching our show?
Joe McNeil is here. I'm going to adjust something on my cam and mic. I have a feeling that this is what's going on. No, that's not what's going on.
It's a rift in the time-space continuum, and we're getting feedback from it.
My fault.
Check one, check. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
All
I
right.
can hear you.
So Joe McKeel says, I can hear you and the echo. So, Sarah, are you wearing headphones?
I'm not.
That's where the echo's coming from.
Mm.
Do you have headphones?
I don't. I've got. Hold on.
Come
Hold
on,
on.
be a hardcore gamer.
I'm not a hardcore gamer.
Check them out. Hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
So Joel McKeel said,
Hold
I
on.
showed up.
Hold
But
on.
you
Watch
did
this.
not.
I can't take mine apart. I don't.
There we
check
go.
this
Now
out.
they're really bright.
Joel said, I showed up.
Yes, you did.
show
Hello
up.
and welcome.
Hello.
All right. Sarah Dactyl is making adjustments.
There. I can take these off. It makes them brighter.
Nice.
Ooh,
Well, they're
very
still-
nice.
Still series.
Of course.
Gotcha.
Sponsor me, please.
I know. If I start Twitch, I need to totally have a sponsor.
Yes. These are
I'm
the
just
most.
gonna, well, the thing is, I'm just going to play weird, like, FMV games mostly. So,
All right. I just muted Sarah's mic. Are we still getting an echo?
Yes.
who is on Facebook right now?
Not
Who's
I,
on-
said the cat.
All right, who is on the page?
You know what? That was me.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have.
I told you it's great for the numbers, but don't do it.
All right. Let's unmute. All right, Sarah, you're unmuted. I think we're doing better now.
I don't have anything to plug this into. I don't have an adapter thing.
Well, I think we're okay.
Okay, good.
I didn't know that I was playing it through Facebook and I didn't have the audio off. So anyway, now I completely forgot what we were going to do. All right, time to get in character. I am the shaman, the bamboozlist, Johnny Delarocca. You guys can call me Johnny. And look who is joining us via the magic of the interwebs. The COVID Avenger himself, Dark Soul. Now, Dark Soul doesn't speak, so, he's just going to hang out, I guess. He'll chime in when he needs to. And he's in complete silhouette because he has the window behind him.
I don't know what you're seeing, Johnny. I can see, and I'm not even wearing my eyes, and he's in like a blue and white bandana and goggles.
So these glasses that I wear, they
get you a new prescription, buddy.
No, they give me perfect. They give me perfect 20/20 vision. However, they eliminate all colors. The only colors I can see, is red. So now that I take them off, I can see him. But with them on, he looks like he's a complete silhouette. So how is everyone doing? Eli Cash has just joined us, and he says, "What's up?" I'll tell you what's up. We are all facing the greatest challenge that the Impossibilists have ever faced. Social distancing.
Physical distancing.
Already do that enough.
We're not doing social distancing right now. We're doing physical distancing. People have no understanding.
Physical distancing.
But y'all two, well, hold on, this way. But y'all two are together. It's okay. It's okay.
They're okay. They're in Fuego and Plago.
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. So you're good.
Yep.
I'm playing.
That's not funny. So,
Liesel doesn't think it's funny either.
Who?
Liesel.
Who's Liesel?
Liesel's a little girl that came to me. She's been enchanted by some wild magic, and it's a type I've never seen before. So she's sticking with me until we can figure out exactly what's going on.
All right. Oh my goodness. She's adorable.
Yes, she is.
Aww.
Is that a sugar glider?
No, it's a Ledbetter's possum.
Oh, it's cute.
Wow.
That's adorable.
No,
Not food, Deacon.
she's a friend, not food.
A familiar.
That's adorable.
He's a little baby.
And where did she come from?
She just showed up on my doorstep.
Madam Dark, Deacon, and Nash Declan are notorious for adopting strays.
That we are.
And Joe McKill says the shaman is looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. That is correct. I do.
He only sees red. Only sees red.
And Joe McKeel says, "Doll." So, what are you guys doing to survive the apocalypse?
Life for me is continuing as normal.
Michael?
Just building things.
Nash?
Truncated work schedule. I work 2 days a week right now and have to use public transit. So fun.
Now, so here's the thing you need to do, Nash.
Wear this.
It is perfectly appropriate during this time, these unprecedented times, to wear your Plague Doctor mask.
I did
Oh,
see
God.
I did see a meme that had a guy like in a bandana and a hoodie and glasses, and he's like, "It's the only time I can ever walk in a bank looking like this and not get shot."
Well, banks
Jack-
are open right now.
Appointment only.
Ah,
Wait, what? Banks were ordered to stay open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but-
considered
but
by appointment
inside.
only.
yeah.
Yeah, the inside's
The
appointment only.
insides.
Yeah, the drive-ups are still active.
You
Yeah,
guys, I believe there is one person responsible for this, and I am tracking him down. It is my mission to discover the villain behind what is going on. This afternoon, I am going to engage in a time travel mission to find the origin of this COVID crisis. I've got clues, and it's not the Supreme Cultist, it's not Cthulhu, but it's somebody else just as vile and just as maniacal behind.
damn you,
Hitler.
orange man!
Hmm?
So my vision was true.
Hitler?
No, we dealt with Hitler already.
Twice.
Stalin?
You're not helping.
I'm not supposed to.
It's okay,
I
it's
don't-
Stalin.
I don't know the name of who it is. I am going to discover it this afternoon, hopefully. I'm going to take a time travel trip. We're going to bounce around a couple of time frames, a couple of eras today. I'll start at the future and go back to the past and discover the day this all started and who is behind it, and hopefully eliminate them from the timeline. And that's exactly what it sounds like.
You could do some research behind it.
What was that?
I have no clue.
That's a
I
good
heard
question.
it.
I think it was
Yeah, I think it was what's his face?
dark stuff.
Yeah, I think it was the other way, him right there.
Was that you, Dark Soul?
Left.
He shook his head. Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'll bet it's Xi Jinping.
Bazoon type.
Exactly. No, it's a villain far more villainous than that, Joe. I'm sure of it.
My ex-wife?
Republicans.
You guys are not helping.
We're not supposed to.
Silence.
Yes, dear.
Is a virtue.
Eli Cash says, Princess Iris, arachnophilia, they have breached the realms?
What?
It's possible, Eli. It is possible that it is they. I don't believe so, but it is possible. And of course,
I will say again, the Illuminatus.
The Illuminatus? That's what he's.
it could be. We will discover it hopefully within the next 48 hours. So one of the things that I wanted to just update our followers, our fans, our acolytes, our disciples about is what we're doing during this time of physical distancing. We are still running missions. And like I said, I'm going on a time travel mission this afternoon. And the stories are being chronicled by Eli Cash, who's watching with us now, and by Doug Aller. And Doug Aller is chronicling our struggle against the Supreme Cultist. Eli Cash is telling another story from earlier, before I became the shaman. Eli Cash says, "Oh crap, that explains why I'm locked up." No, that's a completely different reason, Eli Cash.
Yes.
But you know, everyone's been asking us, what are you guys doing now that all of the conventions are canceled and all of the appearances are canceled. Well, the League of Impossibilists are not dependent on comic conventions and events. We are the event.
Yes.
And so we're creating our own events. And, we chose comic conventions to introduce ourselves to the world earlier this year because it seemed a fitting place to make our introduction. But we're not dependent on them. And we're continuing to create content. And there's some good stuff on its way. So you guys just hang with us. But Sarah, you book talent for
I do.
Comic Cons, and so you've been really severely impacted by what's going on.
I have, yes. Thankfully, though, I'm helping a friend, my friend Dirk Strangely. He's a well-known artist and author, children's book author, kind of obscure children's books, to be honest. He's producing an online Comic-Con, virtual Comic-Con called Quarantine Con, which thankfully has been my saving grace for myself and my clients. So that's been really helpful. And we've been promoting it. But everything else, yes, it's the hard hit for everybody, unfortunately, because these are unprecedented times and nobody really knows what to do. And I feel like a lot of promoters are jumping the gun by promising their fans that there's going to be a Comic-Con, in June or July or August. I think it's very premature to predict something like that. Like this will be over by then.
Well, and with my soothsaying powers, I've seen the bubble breaking on the MegaCon phenomenon for a couple of years. I've been predicting and prophesying that it was going to happen. Little did I know that something called COVID would be the demise. There are a lot of these cons that are going to go away and will never, ever return.
I hope Wizard World's one of them.
But Quarantine Con isn't the only virtual con that's happening. April 25th, there's another big virtual con happening called COVID Con.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Community video. That's me. Yay.
Yeah. A couple of guys named Blake Wilson and Robert are doing those. And I think maybe Nash, you might have some more details on what's going on with that. I know you're in contact with Blake Wilson on a frequent basis.
Oh yeah, we're roommates. It's pretty cool. We have a bunch of guests signed up already. I heard there's this Big Daddy cool guy who might help us out, but he's kind of a jerk sometimes, so we'll have to see what he does. Other than that, there's a ton of great stuff happening. We got a lot of great guests from NORAD missile commanders all the way to, scientists and authors and everywhere in between.
All right. So I keep hearing you guys talking about that and being, kind of general in terms of who's attending. Be specific. Name some names. Lift up the hood. Let us peek under the hood.
All right, here we go. I'm blind right now, so I technically can't read the screen. So
Dark Soul, do you know any of the specific guests? He says yes.
1 minute.
I think he's going to type them out for you. Because I can see the mouse cursor from here, but you got to remember I'm almost legally blind this close without my face.
Nash
Nash
is not legally blind. Nash is an immortal next day phoenix
who has astigmatism.
I could put some electronics in your mask.
I was looking to get goggles, honestly, OOC, but it doesn't seem to.
Some ocular enhancements.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just we can put
words
them in
over
there.
Here. Ocular.
Who's playing music in the background?
Me.
That's okay.
Are you bored of us?
No, I
Do we
just like
bore you?
Ramen.
it's Saturday
Ramen.
and I like music.
Look in the private chat.
All right, so here's who we got at COVID Con. John Anderson, Big Daddy Cool, the Pirate Blades, Alan Gilbreth, Bewitched Raven Cosplay, the League of Impossibilists. Woo!
Hey, I've heard of them.
Aubrey Stevens, Santiago Cirillo from The Walking Dead, Al Coronel. I don't know who Al Coronel is.
Oh, John Anderson's one of my guys.
What's that?
I said John Anderson's one of my clients.
Yeah, he is. Brett
He
Wagner, Mark Manis, Saturday Productions with Deacon Madam Dark, Bill Webb, Lucas Leverett, Justin Sloan, Starpod Podcast, Seventh Star Press, Charlie Steeds, John Wilker, and Anaya K. and AJ Howard.
You've got a great lineup.
There's one more.
Who?
And it all was for free.
A cosplayer by the name of Crystal Raven Jones.
Excellent.
Who's that?
Yay! That's awesome.
Conspiracy of Ravens.
Yes, Conspiracy of Ravens. She's going to be appearing with Bewitched Raven.
Excellent. And they are hosting the Cosplay Masquerade. Now, Sarah Dactyl, have any of the Quarantine Con guests been announced?
I've announced them. They've not been officially announced. I've announced it because I'm bored and I think people need something to cheer them up. So yes, they have been announced on the website. It's going to be my guys. It's going to be Arthur Berghart, which y'all know as Destro from G.I. Joe. Ben Bladen. He was on Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, Your Pretty Face is going to hell. Oh my goodness. Carrie Means, the voice of Frylock from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. To both my comic guys, my artist guys, Dave Alvarez, who's known for his work, his personal work. He does Monkey J TV. He's a great puppeteer. He's so funny.
I'm friends with him, actually. I said I'm friends with Dave Alvarez. I talk to him all the time.
Sweetheart. He is so talented.
And he's
so,
rebuilding an Ecto.
Yes, and he's so underrated. So he's a great artist, and he's worked with Disney and Warner Brothers and everything under the sun. Eddie Price, who's a world-renowned 3D artist. Trying to think who else. My cosplay guys, EXP Cosplay, they're going to be hosting live Facebook parties. My balloon guy, Bruce Carr, he's known as No Ordinary Balloon Man. He's going to be doing live Facebook parties. Dusty Lee Horn, he was a walker on the Walking Dead. He's going to be doing live parties. And John Anderson's going to be doing live Facebook parties. So I think that's all of them. That's 10, right? Yeah. That's all of them. There's 10 of my guys that are going to be involved. So, and along with many other, a lot of other guests are in the works right now. So lots of exciting things going on.
I love that you're doing that because this blows my mind. Shaman, I don't know if any of y'all see that. Declan, did y'all see the corporate con decide that they were going to charge $80 a person, and you only get corporate con, Wizard World. Corporate con. They have ads going out that says you can meet your favorite celebrities on the internet by paying $80.
No, that's
literally
blasphemy.
yes.
So
There, $80 for 1 minute. You only get 1 minute to talk to these people.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that ourselves.
I've got one of my fur balls coming over by me. I've got 3 cats, by the way. So if you see them interrupt, that's them. So the way that Quarantine Con works, I mean, it's like a regular. It's like you're going to an actual Comic Con. I mean, you'll be able to go to panels and buy stuff, buy autographs and stuff like that. And it's a 48-hour Comic-Con. I mean, you still have to pay like you would, but not like not $80. That's
They are
ridiculous.
literally no. This is the funny part. Look it up because I looked at it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Mark Shepard, hey,
Oh.
and I looked at it and I was like, huh. It
There's
was
Riley.
$80 just to have a 1-minute conversation with the celebrity.
Uh-huh.
1 minute.
It's like
And
Cameo on crack.
Right,
Now-
exactly. And then you could pay another $60 or whatever their price was for an autograph, and they'll send you an autograph.
No, that's not right.
Yeah. That's
Right,
corporate con.
And
That's corporate con for you.
I really can't say I don't want to say anything to damage my reputation and my credibility, but that's not right. I don't think that's
I'll use the word for you. It's
their way
ludicrous.
to treat
Well, it's more than
yeah.
a regular con. Anyway.
Do I
Well,
know?
they were doing it different. It's like prices were different based on the celebrity. It
Yeah,
wasn't
and-
just $80 for all of it. It was like, okay, this celebrity's $80, this one's $60, this one's
Oh, good Lord.
$55, and you could pay whoever you wanted. Imagine how when you go to a actual convention and you pay like in advance for like photo ops or autographs or whatever, that's what they're doing, but it's just all online. But
Mhm.
there isn't like, from what I was reading, there's nothing like you're doing with the whole Comic-Con experience that you're in parties, you're going
Right.
to panels, you're doing all the fun con things. But
Right.
what's crazy is they're doing it just per individual celebrity, and literally you're paying that crazy amount of money just to talk to them for 1 minute, and that's not even an autograph price.
Well,
That's just to talk to them.
So I understand why they're doing it.
Well, yeah.
Deacon said that's a lot of money, but Wizard World is $125 for the weekend.
Mhm.
So they're charging $80 for the price of admission. And then, just like they do normally, they charge $40 to $100 per photo op.
They're
right?
not doing a weekend thing, right? But they're not doing a weekend
Right.
thing.
That's why it's only
right,
$80.
But no. It's individual prices per celebrity.
Well,
It's
you
not
said $80.
right. I'm throwing
Well,
off
you
their
never
highest
said.
tier celebrity.
Oh, okay. Well,
Right,
so that's
right.
not different from what it would cost to do a photo op. That's what they charge. But instead
Yeah.
of doing the photo opportunity standing beside them, they're going to give you the opportunity to actually talk one-on-one. And look, Sarah can verify this. There are a lot of cons where it's just a mill, a fan mill. They sign the autograph, they take your picture and send you on your way. It's a 20-second encounter.
Yep.
So in some regards, this is kind of a cool idea that they're giving you a full minute to actually converse with your favorite celebrity. I don't think it's worth the cost that they're charging. I don't think they should be charging. So I think there's a little bit of a profiteering motive there, and I can say that because I'm not booked for any of those cons. And quite honestly, if it gets me in trouble, it wouldn't be the first time.
Well, I mean, see now,
Now-
here's the kicker.
COVID Con is free.
There
That's
you go.
right. COVID Con is free. And it is a little bit different structure because they're doing it through Twitch. So Nash, is this Twitch broadcast going to be just a seamless continual?
It'll be a
podcast?
stream of panels that are run with the capability throughout the day to randomly go to other like in-kind sponsored time rooms for like music and gaming and things like that.
All right, cool. So you guys, just like Quarantine Con, are trying to create the Comic-Con, the festival expo experience through digital media.
Correct.
Yeah, I love that.
Can I be the drunken idiot in the background? You always got to have one at a con.
Yep. Come on down.
I don't think that's going to be a stretch for you.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
That used
ow.
to be me years ago.
I'm sorry. I got to do something during the quarantine, just.
Can I throw the virtual furniture off the balcony?
No.
You can eat it. When it
Yeah.
Furniture and you be happy.
They can
Eli
have it.
Cash says $80. That's lame, and then breathes in and out. I don't know what that means.
He's
That's a
hyperventilating.
hamburger train.
Magi Jake, what's your favorite
Reading
con out of
the
them all?
tag.
That's a good question.
All right. So Magi Jake asks a great question. What's your favorite con out of all of them? And I'll answer first. My favorite event of the year is Superman Celebration. Happens the first weekend in June in Metropolis, Illinois. It is not happening this year. They have gone ahead and canceled it. But our member, Doug Aller, is getting together with a couple of other people. And in October, they are doing a smaller sized Superman. I think they're calling it Metropolis Fallback. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a smaller event, but along the same lines. Michael, what's your favorite con?
Well, one that's not around anymore that I put on in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Southern Fried was my favorite con. Next to that would be, I'd say GMX. I really enjoyed GMX. It was more adulty. I think we all have experience with that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, those would be my favorite cons.
Nash?
Well, active conventions right now, probably HaloCon in Georgia.
Yeah.
It's a real fun Relaxicon. We've pretty much all had, well, 60% of the room has had, dealings with, and they're totally awesome people. In active cons, probably GMX. Though I was an alcoholic back then, so that makes things kind of difficult. But yeah, GMX.
Wait. Hold on. I'm having a psychic flash. Hold on. Just a minute. GMX is dead. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
Join us.
Yeah, us bad guys.
What just happened? What just happened?
I think you channeled your inner demons.
Brief
Michael,
possession. Nothing to worry about.
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
you know me.
All right, Dark Soul, what's your favorite con of all time?
Well, my favorite is ShadowCon.
Of course.
But Southern Fried was great. I was there.
Oh, thank you.
I was too.
Yeah, he was my MC. Well, that was my MC. So, yeah.
Sarah, what's your favorite con of all time?
My favorite con of all time? I don't know. Since I'm still I've only been attending Comic Cons for about 2 years now. But my favorite,
I missed you, buddy.
my first one. It's not really a Comic Con, but when they used to do just basic. In my hometown of Toledo, they would do the car shows, I guess. Just going to those and meeting celebrities. Then that was my way of meeting people.
Oh yeah. The old
Autorama.
Yeah, I grew up in Akron, so the Cleveland Autorama at the IX Center.
Yes.
Every year, Adam West was there.
Yep, mine was at the Toledo Sports Arena, and I met. Funny story. That was the first time I met my first celebrity. That was Mario Lopez. I was like 13 years old. So, right.
That's age today.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, Autorama, that's just so nostalgic. Nowadays, I think, I don't know. I really don't have a favorite. I guess just being able to experience them is just so much fun in general. As an attendee and now working with getting to be able to work with celebrities is a huge bonus. So any of them, I mean, not any of them, I wouldn't say any of them, but just being able to have that experience in general is fun.
Somebody's out of their house. Deacon and Dark, what are your favorite cons?
Well, I like to divide them into smaller and bigger because the two have, completely different feels to me.
Size matters.
I'm going to ignore that.
He is
smaller
a
cons,
man.
Yes, he is. And don't be around him after he's had a bath. The whole place reeks of wet goat. But for smaller cons, I say Holocon's probably my favorite one. Love you, Joe. But for larger cons, and there are those out there who are going to think I'm a special kind of psycho for this, but you'd be right. Dragon Con. I know a lot of people say things about it, and it is a well-known fact that I stay out of the really high traffic areas on the Friday and Saturday nights because it gets a little overwhelming. But I love the vibe. I love the whole experience for a larger con.
What about you, Deacon?
It's pretty much about the same thing. I do like ShadowCon though. That's a pretty good con. I started out with the larger cons like Dragon Cons where I started out, but as far as I've gotten into it, and especially with the cosplay and doing this, the smaller cons have been the more enjoyable. As a matter of fact, the one, I'll be honest, I think the best con I enjoyed so far was this last con we had up in Clarksville.
Clarksville Con.
That was an actual very enjoyable one.
That it was.
For us. I mean, we were so much involved and kids.
Uh-oh.
Oh, their stream froze. That's okay.
Hold on, wait. Let's see if I can fix it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're having connection problems. They're out in their car. I hope they're not driving around. But I got to mention something, a con that nobody else has mentioned. My favorite event is Superman Celebration, to be in to just go and do. But as a guest, my favorite con is Imaginarium in Louisville, Kentucky.
Another amazing one.
Yeah, they are just an amazing event, and right now they are still on schedule for July, but it is kind of wait and see, and hopefully nothing happens. Now, let's see. Eli Cash says, "I think you stuck around Hexing, Spellfire, and Madame Dark too long, Johnny." Okay. Joe McKeel says, "Love you too." He is the organizer and host of HoloCon. We had another comment here about the virtual cons. James Seckler says, "A very big undertaking. I can't wait to see how it turns out." And of course, he's talking about COVID Con, Quarantine Con, the virtual cons. There have been a couple of others that have tried to do what they're doing with, varying degrees of success. We're all kind of feeling our way out. And we'll see. I think both cons have great concepts and are doing it differently. And so that's exciting.
Well, that's what makes them so unique, because everybody has different ideas and different take on it. So I think that's what makes those so unique.
Magi Jake asks us a great question. While at cons, how do you handle the hecklers? What hecklers?
I devour them.
Yeah. No one dares oppose the shaman. Actually, Jake, we don't have hecklers. We have droves of disciples and acolytes following us around. It's really an amazing thing that has happened. It's never happened to me before.
They're scared of me.
They are. They don't even approach Dark Soul. And if he tells them to jump, they jump. But I'm so sad we lost. Here's Deacon and Dark coming back. We lost their connection. Hey guys, what happened? Deacon.
Got such a pretty face. There he goes.
Hey Deacon.
Oh, so handsome.
Yeah, your feed keeps freezing. Now at conventions, believe it or not, kids flock to meet Deacon. Little kids love this guy. You would think they would be terrified, but that's terrifying. They flock to meet him. I don't quite understand what's happening there, but
I think that's a hand. I hope it's a hand.
and
Excuse me.
COVID quarantine. Actually, Pterodactyl has already been in quarantine,
I have.
and her test results came back negative. After how long? 10 days?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aller-
10 days.
So now you only have Dos Equis now?
Do what now?
You have Dos Equis or Red
Dos
Stripe or
Equis?
something?
Yeah. No,
Another deer disease?
I just have a cough that keeps lingering and it's annoying. I
Me
hate
too.
it.
It's been like 3 months for me. So
Hey, Deacon, if you can scoot your camera just a notch so that we get Madam Dark. There we go. And lean it. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Stop. Perfect. Now, we don't get Magi Jake asked us, Madam Dark and Deacon, about hecklers at cons, and we don't have hecklers. People love what we do, and Madam Dark is approached by a lot of young female cosplayers. They want to admire the details in her accoutrements and her equipment and her costuming, and they ask for her advice. It's really amazing what has been happening with the League of Impossibilists. We are really well received at all of the cons that we go to. And Magi Jake says, that's awesome you don't have hecklers. The caretaker buries lots of hecklers. Here's the thing. Magi Jake is asking this question because he is a performer. He's a new magician trying to learn, the ropes and become a performer. And here's what I will tell you, Jake. New performers like you have hecklers. The more experienced you become, the more authoritative you become in your persona, in your presence, and your performance, the fewer and fewer hecklers you'll have. And at one point, they'll just vanish completely. And that's kind of where we are with the League of Impossibilists.
It's true, Jake. When I first started out cosplaying and the first of my pictures were posted, I got some horrible comments. I'm very well aware that I am not 21 years old, nor my size 2. However, you keep practicing, you keep honing your craft, get a little better each time, and as the shaman says, the hecklers will eventually fade away into obscurity and you'll be left standing proud.
Absolutely. Let's see. It's going to happen, Magi. Just treat hecklers as free advertisement. Hey, that's a good piece of advice from Eli Cash. Hecklers are giving you attention, so
exactly.
Embrace it, use it, learn how to.
Well, I love the ones that are like, "Oh, this guy's so horrible. You have to go check him out. He's so horrible." Yes, go check me out every single time someone says I'm horrible. Do it.
Better yet, here's your
Make
trick.
me the good guy in this.
If they're in your audience and you have performance magic that you're doing something where you need them or you need an assistant, call the person up on stage. Come on, buddy, and just
no, never do
that's
that.
Me. Well, that's me.
That
when I've done
rewards
performances.
them.
No. I make them look like trash. There's a difference.
Yeah,
I sit there and turn it around on them because if they want attention, I'm going to give it to them, but in a bad way.
Well, you and I have a different performance theory on that.
That's true.
But
well, I do comedy, so I'm going to turn it around on them. I'm going to make them look bad. Like I'm going to start heckling them in reverse.
Joe McKeel says a ball bat works really well.
Yes.
Cheese grater.
Break the knees.
Cheese grater. Cheese grater.
The cheese grater, yes.
Speaking of cons, at our first public mission, the shaman and Madam Dark attended Metropolis Superman celebration last summer, and she procured a unique piece of torture equipment in an antique shop. It is. She found an antique nutcracker
/ can opener.
Boy, that hurts.
I still remember the look on your face when I picked it up.
It was this look. Because she is a special kind of psycho. Jake says, thanks for the advice. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Jake, just, revel in the hecklers, because know that you are taking up headspace in their head.
Living rent-free inside their head.
Yeah. P.T. Barnum once said there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's true.
Yep.
As long as people are talking about you.
The word publicity means public, so yes.
Yep. So, Nutcracker can opener. I see where this is going. So, Sarah, I thought it would be interesting for our viewers, and we've got a few that are watching, to talk a little bit about our individual characters. And I would love for you to prompt some questions if you have any that you think that our viewing audience might be interested in.
Okay. I guess my question is, how long, maybe I already know this or not, but I guess how long have you guys been doing this? How did you also, not how long have you been doing this, but how did you formulate your characters?
So I've been doing Johnny Della Rocca, Big Daddy Cool, for 20 years. And it started as a performance piece and then became a book. And then the character evolved in the book series, which is coming out again, being republished this summer as Tales of the Decoverse. And through that evolution, I discovered my psychic ability to read minds. When I feel extreme pain, I become psychic. And during the battle, the original battle against Cthulhu, when we banished him into the time stream, me, Professor Marvel, and Doc Impossible, I got sucked into the time stream with him, and suddenly I gained the additional ability to travel through time. But I'm always anchored to my future or our present. So, and then in 3022, I met up with Nash Declan and Madame Dark and Deacon, and we decided to unite to prevent the apocalyptic future that Nash is from happening. And now we are time-traveling paranormal heroes protecting the space-time continuum against the supernatural forces of evil, like the Fruits.
And it's not the first time that I've been to the year 3000 plus, and boy, is it a hell of a journey. Hi, I'm Nash. I am your next day Phoenix. You kill me, I explode into a lava, fiery burst of antagonizing pain. You'd hate it. Really, really hate it. I do too.
I'm working on that.
But I wake up somewhere different every couple of hundreds of years. This couple of hundred of years in our present, it's the Lizzie Borden house. Someone's really, really surprised when I wake up in their floor, but they get over it eventually. So I have to find my way back to where the fight's going, and then I do it all over again.
I make sure I have plenty of marshmallows when it happens.
I know you could roast a whole deacon on the fire that I create.
And luckily, when that happens, Madame Dark is able to cast a shield spell to protect the rest of us. We are not invulnerable from the flames. Now, I also, and we'll get to Madame Dark and Deacon in a minute, Madame Dark rescued me after one of my battles and took me to the healer, and I was made the shaman. I was granted that title, not something I sought out, and I was gifted the staff of Maggie Moonhawk. And there have been several interviews about Maggie, and every shaman adds their own accoutrements. I added my rosary to the staff. By the way, Madam Dark, guess what?
What?
The lavender is missing again. We reattached it for the third time, and it is gone once
You
again.
stop using it all the time.
No, there is a spirit that is following me that likes lavender.
Well, once it uses itself up, it does have to disappear. That is the rule.
Now, see, I'm not a wizard. They call me the shaman. I just have psychic abilities and time travel abilities. But Maggie, the spirit of Maggie, guides us through time to where there is trouble that we need to solve. And Maggie emits her own electrical energy that I am able to channel. But unlike Madame Dark, I have no special magical abilities or sorcery abilities. A lot of people have mistaken that. Like Nash thinks I'm some kind of a wizard. I'm not a wizard. I'm just a
You're a
shaman.
wizard, Harry.
Now, Madame Dark, tell us your story.
As some of you may have heard, I am the daughter of Gaia. She is the mother of all, but she created me especially along with my sister Huma and Ma. They walked a different path. I live in the darkness. I prefer the darkness. Just because something is dark does not make it evil. And I was created as living proof of that. Mother got in touch with me after I rested the shaman and managed to help get him healed. She wants me to walk with him to maintain the balance. Everything, everywhere in the cosmos is interdependent. And if this planet is destroyed, everything else will go too. I'm here to help maintain that balance.
And how did you meet Deacon? Deaconus Satirus. Or what is your full name, Deacon?
Iconus Satirus.
Iconus Satirus.
And is it my understanding that he is the last of his kind?
Yes, he is. I found him when I was on a journey to Thessaly in Greece. And he wasn't the most pleasant individual when I first encountered him. I had to instruct him quite firmly in the ways of basic civilization. I make no pretense that he's completely civilized because, trust me, he is not. He's very, very old and very, very tough. And just a teeny tiny bit set in his ways.
Yeah, Deacon is immortal. He's super strong, a great warrior. But he's not always in this form, is he? He's a were-satyr.
That's correct. That's correct. He, unlike most wares, his is not tied to the phases of the moon. He controls his completely unconsciously, and he's quite well aware of everything that happens, no matter what form he's in.
Dark Soul is trying to upstage us by making funny faces. Deacon, any last words that you want to say? I don't know what that means.
Going to poke the goat.
Dark Soul, do you want to tell us anything about how you met up with us and why you stand with the League of Impossibilists?
No, but I will tell how long Dark Soul's been around, since that was the question originally. Dark Soul has been a character that I have been doing since 2000. Most people have seen me in a different attire normally and have heard me speak in a louder voice. I can actually stand at one end of a con and you can hear me at the other end of it. I started out in 2000 doing pirate reenactments. and Dark Soul is Captain Robert Dark Soul.
Oh, that's awesome.
He has just admitted something that I suspected from the very beginning. We've had our agents researching that, Captain. Welcome aboard. And now Michael, he's going to be joining the League of Impossibilists, but we haven't created a character for him yet, or a character name. We have a character for him. He is a kind of a pop culture technopath. Actually, you know what? Maybe that is the name. Technopop.
Technopop. No. No.
All right, Boomer. No.
No. Let me describe me and the shaman there have been discussing it for quite a while. We've actually been talking and bouncing ideas back and forth. I don't know, for months now, right, John? I'd say for months.
Yeah.
The idea, God, I've steamed up my glasses. The idea comes from the fact of, ooh, it's hot in here. The idea comes from the fact that the picture you saw, the proton pack, is mine. Okay, that's the proton pack, the trap, the everything you can think of is mine. And not only that, I have lightsabers. I have just all a bunch of nerdy pop culture things. Like the character is a technopath. He can, I should have had dark circles. There almost is dark circles under my eyes because he never sleeps. He's always drinking coffee, energy drinks, not Red Bull, but always drinking all sorts of things just because his mind never stops. He's always thinking of a new way to fix things. Like, how Declan over there saying, the fire. Well, I'm trying to help with that. He's always trying to help out the impossibilists by doing whatever he can, making whatever technological marvel he can just come up with. Oh, I saw that in a movie. Hey, and I can make it real. So if you see the proton pack, you're like, oh, that's just a toy. How did you do that? No, it's not. Woof, and it just fires off. The trap. Oh, that's a prop. No, it's not. You slide it across the floor and it works. Stuff like that. Just different things of pop culture reference, like a hoverboard. Hey, I need to get over there as quick as I can. Okay, and I throw down the hoverboard and you can use it. It's like he's like a jack of all trades when it comes to technology. So it's an assistance. It's like an assistance character. I can sit there and just crank out stuff.
Yeah, and he creates it from the matter around him, and creates that. Now we have another technopath in the group, Uriah, but her power is a little bit different. She isn't able to recreate technology that she sees or that is presented to her. However, she is able to create any technology that she needs personally to perform a task or to create a weapon. So she's a little bit different in that regards, but they work really well together. And Michael's character will work hand in hand with Doc Impossibilist, who is our big brain, Doc Impossible. And anything that Doc Impossible can imagine, the pop culture kid can create. So we need a character name for him.
Technoid.
Technoid? I don't know.
That makes me think of the little Noid from Domino's. So there's a pop culture reference. But
What about Tech Kid?
Hyperno. Ooh. Wait, you know what?
Who said that?
Prometheus.
Ooh.
Brought fire down from the gods. I like it.
I think that's it. You are Prometheus.
Welcome, Prometheus.
Prometheus. I like that name.
That gives me chills.
Me too, for some reason. Ooh.
What do you think of that, Sarah?
Prometheus?
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Do I know Ghost Hunter Paul? You mean Paul Browning? Yes, Paul Browning is a great friend of mine. Eli Cash, Prometheus, the Technozoid. I like that too. That rhymes. So
Prometheus, the Technozoid. I just like Prometheus. Period.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
the
some
only one
shiny.
that has like the 80,000 word name. Thank you much.
Like I need to get some glasses that like shine and have like things popping across them.
Yes.
Or
Totally
no,
doable.
I need to create the glasses from They Live and figure out a technological way to do that.
The Techazoid.
So
A right. What is a right? So Joe McKeel says, awesome. Yes, he is. Prometheus. Welcome to the League of Impossibilists, Prometheus. We raise our glass or our near empty bottle of Diet Coke.
Dr. Pepper.
Now it is empty.
Monster.
Water.
Like I said, I don't have coffee at the moment.
What tea?
Pterodactyl, what else do you think our viewers or our fans might be interested in knowing?
I guess I know y'all have a huge fan base. Do y'all get like I don't know, this sounds so silly, fan letters and stuff or emails or
We do.
yeah.
We do. We've got a couple of people who follow us religiously and ask for our opinions on stuff they're building. There's one gentleman, I can't remember his name, from the Bowling Green area who built a full scale Stargate.
What?
From the Stargate series and sent us pictures of it, and it is unbelievably cool.
We need to visit that Stargate.
Yeah, we get a lot of people who, ask our opinions and for help on their cosplay or prop building. Now, we're not, Madame Dark does a lot of seam work, but really, our bailiwick is we're prop builders. The people in our group are prop builders. Why are we getting wind? That was weird.
Did Deacon break wind again?
Yeah, trust me.
But Madame Dark is a prop builder primarily, master prop builder, and seamstress. A lot of cosplay groups. They are made up of a lot of seamstresses, tailor types, and Madame Dark does some of that, but she's a master prop builder. Suki Dawn, who's not with us this morning, she said she would if she could wake up early enough. She's a prop builder. Doc Impossible, Parker, he's a prop builder. And the rest of us, I'm a costumer, but I'm not a costume builder. I'm a costume creator through found objects. I know how to sew. I spent 2 years in the costume shop at EKU, but my specialty is designing and then finding the items to create that design. And Madame Dark, I think you're kind of in league with me there too. That's a special gift you have.
Thank you.
Hey, here's one of her new pieces right here, John.
You're not going to be able to see the light. It's too bright in here.
Yes, it's phenomenal. She makes all of her own jewelry and accoutrements, and as a jeweler and a crafter, she's phenomenal. Now, Sarah, you're a jewelry maker too, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am. Yep, I got into it about 5 years ago. Just basic stuff, but it's nothing there's nothing I can't learn. But yeah, I do that stuff.
That's awesome. So Madame Dark, we've got a bunch of jewelry creators in our league. You and Stormy, Suki Dawn, and Sarah. Welcome to the Crafters League.
My costuming is a bit different from Johnny's.
Thank you.
Do tell.
My costuming is more, I just see something and decide it would look good. I don't create a character ahead of time.
Well, and that's kind of your trademark with Dark Soul is he appears differently every time.
So we've just had a lovely comment from a Facebook user. It says some of y'all's props are just jaw-dropping beautiful, especially the lights line. Thank you so much. I was hoping that somebody had been looking at the videos that I've been posting. Thank you very, very much.
Well,
Yeah,
Madam
you did a great job. It does look good.
Madam Dark built Maggie, and Maggie does indeed light up because everything that Madam Dark builds lights up.
Gotta have lights. I want to put lights in Deacon's mask. It'd look awesome.
We've been,
Come on. Let me
we've
put some
been
lights in it.
talking-
Come
listen,
on.
We talked about it.
I would be really blind then.
No. I can
on
do
the
it for
outside.
like I could use EL wire, dude. EL wire, I could trace your whole mask and it would just
That was Jade Marie Lee who said that the lights line is jaw dropping.
Thank you, dear one.
So here's something. Let's back up just a little bit. Here's something that how this whole kind of evolution happened. You know, we started doing this as the League of Impossibile. It's about 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
Yep.
But we've been friends for a long time. We've been involved in other projects together, and Deacon and Dark have been cosplaying for years. I've been playing Big Daddy Cool for 20 years, but not really considered myself a cosplayer until recently with the new project. But, last year I found myself unemployed and needing to find extra income. So I took a gig leading ghost tours downtown Nashville. And frequently I would pass Sarah, who would be working outside Big Shots. And I asked Madam Dark, I said, hey, I need a staff to walk with that has a lamp on it. And I gave her a couple of drawings, a couple of ideas, and she took that idea and she created this staff, and it immediately inspired me. And I asked myself, why would Big Daddy Cool carry this staff? Is this a different character? And I decided, no, it is the same character, but why? And that's when the idea of the shaman was born, and the evolution of the character from a 1940s suited swing hipster to a shaman of the far distant past, and telling that story through the book series and through the next volume of the book series. And we're actually creating the stories in real time as we go. But this entire project, the League of Impossibilists, was inspired by Madame Dark's creation of the staff for the Haunted Ghost Tours. And there are a lot of stories to tell about what has happened with and to this staff on those tours. It's been attacked. True story. Speaking of attacks, someone's dog is coming.
Yeah. My largest dog hates my mask. So he's grumbling at me and barking randomly.
So we skipped over this. Madame Dark is always willing to stand beside Deacon, not behind him.
Absolutely.
Or in front.
Let's see. Eli Cash, silly fan letters, totally not authored by me.
Excuse me.
Don't make Pterodactyl laugh.
I know, right? Oh, I have another question. Your stories, the ghost tours, has kind of triggered my next question. I guess what spiritual interactions have y'all had?
Well, so this is interesting. So I started doing the ghost tours, and the very second tour I did, we were in Famous Saloon, downtown Nashville, and I felt something grab the back of my neck. And I pulled away from that sensation, and a few minutes later noticed a scratch on my hand from my wrist down to my first knuckle. And the very next night, I asked Madame Dark to come on a tour with me. And she is very in tune with spiritual activity. She's a medium, so to speak. And she discovered that there were 3 spirits in that space. 2 are very malevolent. 1 is very childlike. And Sarah Dactyl, you work in Big Shots where they say there's a ghost of a little girl named Jenny who runs around. Have you had any encounters with Jenny?
I've not, but I've had my own spiritual encounters where I've felt, I'm very intuitive. And when I was back home with my mom, I could see them. I could see stuff and feel them. So I'm very in tune, and I'm a firm believer in that stuff. But the only interaction that I've had at Big Shots, like I know, like I can feel something, but I was never able to see anything. Now, when I worked at Benchmark, well, it wasn't Benchmark when I worked there, but it was Mulligan's when I worked there. And I know there was always something upstairs. I never saw anything and I never felt anything. I just knew from other people that there was something up there. But I've never seen anything.
I've had so many encounters in downtown Nashville leading those tours. We could talk about those for hours. And that's why I dedicated another Facebook page just to those stories. It's my Facebook page called Tales from the Flip Side. And you can see videos that I've posted about those stories and things that have happened. I do these Ghost Tour Chronicles. And every time something weird happens, I post about it, and there's a lot of cool stuff that's happened downtown Nashville. Madame Dark, you came with me on a couple of tours. And
I did.
You had a couple of encounters.
I did. I've, seen entities. One of them quite malevolent. We've, he and I both, all of us together have, seen some amazing things. And you're right, it would take hours to chronicle properly.
We do a panel together, Sarah, called Real Paranormal that we offer to Comic-Cons, and where we tell those stories and talk about our encounters. And so if you know any convention organizers that are going to be in the fall or late winter that need an awesome panel, and we did it at Clarksville Con, and the room was packed.
That's true.
Real Paranormal. We'd love to do that. And we to answer Jade Marie's question, you guys are awesome. I bet you guys get a lot of people wanting to be members. We do.
We do.
With the COVID virus, will you be doing more videos and live streams like these? Yes, we will. We will be doing more of these live streams. And individually, like I mentioned before, I am going on a mission this afternoon. I'm going to be traveling through time a little bit and trying to find more allies to join us. That's all I can say about it. And I think Nash and Deacon and Dark, you guys have some missions too, don't you?
We do.
Absolutely.
And we will be documenting that.
On a mission this afternoon.
I don't know what that was. So yes, Jade Marie, we will be doing more of that. Now, we do have a lot of people who want to join us, and we are not all inclusive. There are some cosplay groups that tout them being all inclusive. They're not really, but we are very specific. We do not just accept everyone. We have a very stringent membership application process, and you can see that posted on our Facebook page and in our fan group. If you can create an original character and costume, we will consider you for membership, but you've got to go through a pretty stringent application process, and then you have to be willing to agree to our terms of membership. We are a professional organization, so we have a code of conduct that we expect every member to adhere to. And it's not to control you, Dark Soul. It's to prevent any misunderstandings or, to protect the members of the group from, misunderstandings and not understanding kind of the standards that we hold as a professional organization.
It lends us structure.
Structure, yes.
And it covers your CYOA.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then everyone who joins has a choice. You can either be a live event member, which means that you attend the live events in character, or you can also agree to be one of our published characters in the upcoming book series and web comics and whatnot. And to do that, you just need to agree to a license agreement that we can use your character. And so it's a step-by-step kind of thing. We do things that no other cosplay groups do because we feel like we need to have standards and maintain those standards. And so that's what that's all about.
Jade Marie asked, what's a CYOA?
Oh, yeah. No.
Cover your own assets.
Yes.
Cover your own assets.
Look, there are people out there who, let's just say, are opportunists. And we want to prevent those opportunists from being like that.
And also, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, Madam Doug.
Also, the world is full of myriad different personalities, not all of which can work in harmony. And it's colloquially known as drama, I believe.
Yes.
And it's something that we don't feel has a place in a professional organization. So those things that were written were put in place to minimize the risk of that. And seeing how it's one of the things that I do in my day job is, creating standards, minimizing risk, all that kind of thing. We feel it's important, and it really does lend our organization structure.
Eli Cash says, me and Madam Dark saw a spirit running around behind us during one of your performances. Yes, you did.
Yes, we did.
At Sweeney Swift's upstairs, where a girl named Sarah is rumored to have died about 100 years ago and has hung around there. And Eli swears he saw it. And Madam, did you actually see the shadow of Sarah?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Not you, Sarah.
I know.
The ghost Sarah.
The other Sarah.
Let's see. We got some more questions here. I am just behind Joe McKeel. I am just a behind-the-scenes supporter. Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
People like
We
you.
appreciate that.
Seder violin. That's funny.
Oh, I have a Pip-Boy too. I'm sorry. Forgot. Another little techno thing I have is a Pip-Boy. Oh, wow.
That wasn't random at all.
I'm very random. I told you, my mind is always running.
Eli Cash says, so I'm not entirely crazy. No, yes, you are.
No.
You are. But you are kind of crazy. All right, Sarah, any other questions you could think of that our viewing audience might be interested to know?
I'm thinking. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I'm just enjoying the conversation. I guess more about your fans. I don't know, like how many. Specifically, do you know how many fans that y'all have? The number, or do you?
Millions.
Huh?
No, not millions.
Well, it is hard to judge, right? On Facebook, we have 2,260, maybe something like that. We are quickly becoming one of the most popular cosplay performance groups in Middle Tennessee. We're quickly coming up on 3,000 fans on our fan page. It's hard to say. maybe there's, I've got 10,000 just on my fan page. So we could have literally, as Nash said, we could have millions and millions of fans and not really know who they all are.
Right. I guess with your book, so I guess you mentioned your books too. You said they're going to be published and republished or re-released in the fall or in the summer?
This spring and summer.
So what exactly, I guess, what platform are you selling them on? And then also, can you go in depth a little bit more about your books?
So the original book was called Tales from the Flip Side, and I've reassigned that name to the Ghost Tour stories. And it was written as The Adventures of Big Daddy Cool and the Bombshell Kittens. What started out as a stage show, a publisher saw the show and said, "Hey, I want to publish those stories." And so I took 9 months and I wrote out the stories of my character's backstory, and we published the first volume, Tales from the Flip Side, which was actually 3 short stories. And the first story that I had written was called Nightright. And he didn't really like that story. He didn't want that to be the main release, even though I thought it had the most commercial potential in terms of movie and TV properties. So we tweaked that a little bit. We retitled it. And then I wrote The Specific Adventures of Big Daddy Cool and the Bombshell Kittens. That's what he wanted. And I wrote 2 stories, Swing Hard, Swing Often, and Trixie Goes Downtown. And we packaged those 3 stories together as Tales from the Flip Side, and it was released in 2011. I think that's right. Anyway, the publisher decided last summer to go in a different direction. It was originally supposed to be a series, 4 books. And he, the publisher decided he wanted to do something different and released me from my contract, which was the best thing that ever happened to me from a publishing standpoint. Because another publisher came in like a couple of weeks later after I announced, hey, this is going out of print. They came in and they said, we want to republish this. And we negotiated with them. I wrote a 4th story. And so we're going to release volume 1 in ebook first. All 3 of the first 3 volumes are going to be in ebook format first. So, and they will come out at different periods throughout the next 9 months. And the first volume is going to be the first story that I wrote originally, Nightright. And it is a story about pulp heroes of the World War II era fighting an army of vampire Nazis created by Adolf Hitler and Dracula.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll come out first in ebook format. Then the second story will be One Night at the Roxy, which is the original Adventures of Big Daddy Cool and the Bombshell Kittens. The third volume on ebook will be The Rise of the Impossibilists, which tells the story of the foundations of this group and these characters. And right now I'm working on volume 4, and we're kind of writing that story as we go as a group. That's one of the unique things about the League of Impossibilists. We are actually writing the stories in real time. And, so our battles against the Supreme Cultist, against the Dire Wraith, or the Steel Wraith, I think he's called, Iron Wraith. Sorry, Doug. And the battle against the apocalyptic event against Cthulhu, and the mastermind behind everything that's happening right now will be part of volume 4. So they're releasing on ebook first, and then they will be repackaged in one omnibus compendium. And that original 3rd story that I wrote called Trixie Goes Downtown, we're going to re-release that as a free ebook. and that's going to be coming out soon. And that is the original script for the show that launched everything. The show was called Swingin' at the Roxy, and that's what I created Big Daddy Cool for. And I took the stage script and I rewrote it as if it was a police interrogation interview between Trixie Malone and Officer Logan Smith. And we're going to re-release that as a free ebook to our fans on Patreon. Does that answer your question, Sarah?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, the new publisher is Seventh Star Press, by the way. And they're a great publishing firm out of Kentucky. And they're also the guys who run Imaginarium.
Awesome. You've got a question from Magic Jake. He said, what was your inspiration for your character? I think we've already covered that, but if you want to touch on it again.
Well, so we kind of talked about the who we are as characters, but we didn't really talk about the inspiration. And I think he's asking that directly of me because I've been performing the virtual magic stuff on my other channel, doing the Bamboozleist Big Daddy Cool shows. And Jake, here's where that character originated from. When I created Big Daddy Cool, I was about a little bit more than 100 pounds heavier than I am now. I was over 400 pounds. And I'd created the character because I was watching a TV commercial about yogurt, fat-free yogurt. And there's this guy, this skinny, fit guy trying to go down the aisle, and he couldn't get to the yogurt aisle because these big, huge 500-pound fat guys were in the aisle and like completely blocking the aisle, and he couldn't even get past them. And on the next aisle over, it pans over, and there are these 3 size 0 supermodels, and the voiceover said, "See, if you ate the yogurt that these ladies eat, you could navigate and get where you want to go." That you know, it was basically big guys are in the way, and they portrayed these guys as stupid nuisances. And I decided I wanted to shatter that stereotype. In character creation, there's 2 things you can do. You can either embrace a stereotype or you can shatter it. And I decided Big Daddy Cool was going to shatter that stereotype and be everything that pop culture said he shouldn't be. He was going to be cool. He was going to be smart. He was going to be funny, sexy. And not because he thought so, but because the other characters around him thought so. And that was the inspiration. And then I drew some sources from real life. You know, my dad was a prominent member of the Teamsters, and I grew up with you know, pretty much gangsters around us, guys with the names like No Neck Manelli, Mickey the Fish, Mike the Mechanic, $2 Deuce, C-Note Charlie, those kind of guys. And so I kind of started from that as my inspiration. And I drew, you know, as an actor, I drew character traits from people I admired.
Old Codgers Liars Club.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So Big Daddy Cool is really a combination of that experience. You know, I was looking for a way to combine music, magic, and swing music and dance. And that's kind of why I created that specific character. And I borrowed character traits from Harry Anderson, my all-time favorite magician, Randy Macho Man Savage. Ooh, yeah. And you would have to see the live shows to see it, but a little bit of Michael Jackson. And those were my heroes, my inspiration from my youth that I kind of pulled together into this gangster character based on my real upbringing as the son of a Teamster Capitan, and created it for the purpose of shattering a stereotype and giving me a show that I could perform and market. That was a panel discussion right there. That was workshop quality right there, people. The Hawaiian Ghost says hi, by the way. Jake, I'm not sure Hawaiian Ghosts fit the caretaker. We'll talk about that another time. But,
Rogers Liars Club.
So what Dark Soul is referencing is he created a new podcast called the Old Codgers Liars Club. And the whole idea is to get these octogenarians on camera and on audio telling the stories they would tell sitting around the porch, BSing at the barbershop and the first interview was my dad. And we got talking about some things I never knew before. I was hoping he would tell some of the stories about playing baseball and being an alternate on the Olympic team in 1954, and then give us some more dish on his time with the Teamsters. And he did with the Teamsters, but not what I expected. And I learned things about my father that were rather eye-opening. And we might have to have a follow-up, Dark Soul, because some people have emailed me and asked my dad to talk on camera about a guy named John Nowitzki. I don't know who that is, but apparently it's someone who was important.
He might know where Jimmy Hoffa is.
I've been through that TV special.
Right.
Well,
I don't.
My dad made it pretty clear that he knows where he is, but he wasn't telling. Where can they watch that, Dark Soul? Hello, Dark Soul. Where can they watch the Old Codgers Liars Club?
Dark Oak page on YouTube.
Is it Dark Oak Media?
Yes.
So Dark Oak Media on YouTube. You can see the Old Codgers Liars Club.
And I've only got one episode so far because, well, COVID.
Yeah, we got that done just before the COVID crisis hit.
Nice plug, thank you.
But once this is all done, if anybody knows of anybody that wants to tell their story, do let us know.
So Nash, Dark, Deacon, you guys want to talk about your inspiration for the creation of your character?
Well, many moons ago, we're going to flash back to a time where GMX was freshly dead, and we were, kicking horses that were also dead, and making things wrong that were supposed to be right. Villainous troop. And I needed a character for the leader of a supervillain summit. And
wait, who did?
The mask wasn't here at first. My face was bare at this point. Well, not bare, bearded. But we needed some, people to jump in, original characters. So we were going to have Nega Johnny. We were going to have, some other good stuff. And I'm like, hey, I need a guy who kind of goes into the shadows. And that was the kind of start of this character. But I was asked to become the one and only Nash the Clan, or Declan, depending on the day of the week. And it kind of evolved from there. No longer am I in the shadows. I am the blinding light when things are said and done.
I like that.
All in all, it's kind of an amalgam of hero and villain and Punisher. And basically, I consider myself cassette punk. I'm like 1980s, 1990s. Think if you dropped like Kurt Cobain into Gotham City. That's kind of what I would end up being.
I like that description.
That's awesome.
But
Deacon?
you still have your skull.
No, the face is new. I'd rather not show the other face. That's just as scary as me bursting in the flames.
You said Kurt Cobain. You still have your.
And there's a big hole right here, big hole right here. if we're playing that game, so
Nash, you know, we'll get back to you in a minute, but Deacon and Dark, I think Madame Dark was kind of already in development, but what was the...
Well, Deacon came out when we first got... Yeah, Deacon came out.
Hello, I'm fabulous!
heterosexual is just okay.
Deacon started out really as when we first started after we first got married about 7 years ago. It was more just a satyr when we were going to the Tennessee Renaissance Festival. I just kept developing him more and more and more, and he wasn't Deacon then; he was just a satyr. And he was a hit at the Renaissance Festival.
Still is.
He still is, but you know he progressed further. Then, of course, Madame Dark did her version of a satyr, but Faunus. So we were both doing it, and you know we just kept progressing with the satyrs, hence Satyr Day production. But when when we got into a stint with SVS, Deacon came out. The name Deacon came out, not really as a satyr, but just as a performer. One of the sideshows, you know, little sideshow comedian popping in on you, John, here every once in a while. But then, of course, you know, now Deacon is here, and of all the different cosplay characters that I've done, Deacon is the one that I don't know what method acting, whatever.
You are.
I am Deacon. I am Deacon. This is he comes so naturally.
Yeah, you're not really playing the character very much right now, but when we're out in public and we're doing the thing, he so completely becomes the character. It is like watching a master class in character acting.
Yeah, and I've never done taking classes. It's so natural. But yes, right. Well, thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
And before we got to Madame Dark's inspiration, their feed froze again. That's pretty awesome.
It froze when he went, thank you.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Talk about the original inspiration for Madame Dark.
Right. Madame Dark was an idea that I'd kicked around for a while. She started out as a villain, you know, that was made for Supervillain Summit. You know, this is one of the reasons that he and I are so much fun on long car rides, because we bandy ideas back and forth and, you know, just keep it going like an eternal tennis match. But we tend to create characters that are really the type of folks who we would most like to be. As some people are aware, this is a part of me, and I would go around like this all day if I could. Unfortunately, I don't want to get my good stuff dirty at work because I work in a coating facility. She's me and I am she. This is a part of me spiritually, a part of me mentally, a part of me emotionally. And it's been a true pleasure to be able to develop her like this and bring out that side of me in a way that it doesn't make people want to go.
Excellent. Dark Soul, do you want to talk about the original inspiration for Captain James Dark Soul?
Robert Dark Soul.
Was it Robert Dark Soul or James Dark Soul?
Robert Dark Soul.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
I remembered
in 2000, I was living in Arizona. and I met up with a friend of mine who is like my older brother by the name of Sean Dunham, otherwise known as the Great Waz. And he was the captain of a pirate ship in Arizona. And I became his quartermaster first, or actually flogmaster, because at that time I did some other things. And then I actually became his first mate. And as his first mate, I was Mr. Robert.
Monsieur Robert.
And then when he made me a captain, which I was still in Arizona, I took the name Dark Soul because he always had a joke of I was the darkest soul you'd ever meet. So it became Captain Robert Dark Soul, and it has been a character that I have utilized in cons, in live action, and I've even been in a movie with it since probably 2001 is when Captain Dark Soul came on. Mr. Robert started in 2000.
All right, excellent. Well, and Dark Soul may appear in another movie soon. I haven't talked a lot about this outside of the group, but with the new
I've been in a
publisher-
few different movies.
I know you have. So have I. So is Madam Dark. Robert, though, is a true movie star. And Death Ranch, you can see Madam Dark. That's out right now. The movie Death Ranch. Everyone go download it right now. Death Ranch.
That movie doesn't exist.
It has not come out yet. It'll be out the first of next year, but it is in production.
No, I saw an ad for it. It was available to download now.
I guess the gentleman who did that may have already put it out. I don't know. I hadn't heard yet.
Yeah, I saw it just the other day. So anyway, we'll follow up on that. But no, when I was negotiating the new publishing deal with 7 Star Press, in the room was a film producer from Hollywood, who I can't mention right now, but he was he wants to option the first story already for film development. He wants to option Nightreich to become a film. And so the League of Impossibilists are going to be seen in film version sometime soon. That's why, for everyone who's part of the group, when there are suggestions being thrown out, hey, we need to do this and we need to do this and that and this, I kind of rein back a little bit because I know that there are some things coming in the future that I don't want to step on today. Does that make sense to everybody? So if I shoot down an idea, it's not because it's not a good idea. It's because there's something already in development.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Something
I've been in a couple of movies and I hate it. So I'm not looking forward to that particular project. But Robert or Dark Soul and I have talked about this a couple of times. Some people love being on camera, like acting in movies, but really you're not getting paid to act, you're getting paid to wait. And I hate that. I hate sitting around waiting and doing nothing. I am definitely a live stage performer. And I'd forgotten how much I hated doing movies until about 5 years ago. I was a character in a movie called Entangled, not the Disney movie. Is that what it's called?
No, Tangled is the Disney movie. Tangled.
Okay, this is Entangled. And it was a story about a magician, and I played a vaudeville show promoter, and it's available at Walmart. I sat around most of the time waiting to do my bit. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round, that kind of thing. And Anyway, I remembered how much I hate being on set. Now, Madam Dark, you did, I think it was your first movie just recently, right? With Death Ranch?
That's correct.
Did you have that experience? Did you sit around, wait a lot?
Yes, I did. Of course, that was also offset by the fact that I ended up doing my own stunts. Not that I intended to in the first place. And boy, did I pay for it, but it was a lot of fun.
She took a tumble down a steel staircase.
Oh,
Big
wow.
time. And I never once fell out of frame.
I can't wait to
That's
see
amazing.
this movie.
I was black and blue for about a week.
I was in it. Only that when you see her getting hit by the bullets and stuff, I got to throw blood balloons at her.
Enjoy.
Oh, you didn't have squibs? You didn't have... Sorry, I do special effects stuff. That's another thing I do.
Wonderful.
So what are squibs? Are those the packs that
Squibs are the blood
explode?
packs. Yeah, they've got a new brand now that is made by a special effects company that you can it has a layer in between. You can almost put it right behind clothing. It's a layer and it will actually explode the clothing out as you pull it. It's crazy. It won't hurt you.
Awesome.
You'll just feel the concussion. It will sit there and like if a gunshot's to impact, it will, and you'll see it rip the clothing as it it's nuts. Yeah, it's great.
That is so crazy.
I do makeup and everything else. It's insane.
Cool.
I learned from a pro.
Nice.
So Deacon, you were throwing balloons full of stage blood? About how big were the balloons?
Well, some of them was just either from small size to slightly bigger. Some of the bigger ones that I got to throw at Dark Soul. Yeah, that was a good time.
I want to see how this effect looks on film.
Yeah, most of my shots were pretty good, especially when the ones when I hit her on the chest and the one I threw at her.
Between the shoulder blades, man.
Yeah. I guess the one at the shoulder blades. That's when she fell down the steps.
So you caused this, huh?
No. That there's quite an insurance policy on my life.
Interesting. Well, hey guys, we got a few more minutes. Let's see. We got what Eli Cash says. Yes, that makes sense. I don't know what he's talking about. That's been a while ago. But any other questions from our audience or any other comments? Anybody else want to add to our discussion? I don't know about you guys, but this has been a lot of fun, even though we can't be in the same room together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been lots of fun. I was thinking y'all need a roller girl added to your group.
Yes, we do.
That would be amazing.
Hello.
I think Sarah has seen me before.
Do
She
you
just
right
don't
now?
realize it. I said, I think you've met me before. You just don't realize it.
Possibly. I don't know.
Mhm. Oh, it's all a group here.
Hey,
But
we
yeah, I
can
think
dress,
you need a roller girl.
we can dress her
added
up like
to
a
your
Cold
group.
War roller girl.
Do it now?
That's an error that we're missing. It's Cold War.
Cold
It's
War
called what?
Soviet roller girl.
Yeah, you could be a Soviet roller girl.
Oh, I would do that.
That could be a lot of fun to put together.
A Soviet roller girl.
Like a double agent or something.
Yeah, I could see that.
Look, we're not about being part of one country or another. We are gathered from across time and space, across nationalities, across dimensions. So anybody could be anything. I just think Soviet style is really cool, and all of my favorite badass women on screen are Soviet women.
I do have a Russian background. I've got relatives. I'm a Jew, but my relatives are from Belarus.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go. It's meant to be.
Oh, we'll get the Russian hat for her.
It's got to be a helmet. Don't worry, we'll deal with this later.
You can put the fuzz on the helmet.
After this virus crap is over, we need to have a barbecue. I don't know who that is typing that comment, but yes, we will. It is in the works. It is in the development. I think about these things every day, and Deacon and Nash give me suggestions. Hey, you know what we need to do? Well, yes, we do need to do that. So we will definitely Oh, Michael Boximus said that.
Hello, Box.
Very cool. So anything else before we sign off, guys?
I can't think of anything else except this has been great. I've enjoyed
This has been wonderful.
participating.
Absolutely right. This has been absolutely wonderful. And as low tech as I tend to be, this actually works out well.
Yeah, I like this. We need to do more of this.
Absolutely, I agree.
We can make this a weekly thing if you guys want.
Hell yeah, I'm for that.
I'm on board.
I have nothing but time and opportunity.
We play Cards Against Humanity with other couples, me and my wife, over Zoom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Huh, interesting. All right. Well, with that, someone says hello, my friends. I don't know what who that user is. Joe McKeel says, I enjoyed this. Glad you did, Joe. And for anyone who wants to join in on screen, we can host 6 people at a time, but we can actually have 10 people in the broadcast studio digitally, and we can switch back and forth between people. So if you want to join us on screen the next time we do this, just let us know. Jade Marie Lee says, thanks for everything you all do. I look forward to seeing future streams. Thank you, Jade.
Thank you.
Boximus says, I don't know why my ID isn't showing up. You have to give StreamYard permission to do that, Boximus. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, guys, I think we can call it an afternoon. And Deacon, Dark, and Nash, hang around for just a minute after we end the broadcast. The rest of you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Michael, Dark Soul, and Sarah Dactyl. You know what? I think that's your name, your cosplay name.
Yes.
Sarah Dactyl, the Russian roller girl.
A Dac. I mean, I go by Dac, D-A-C. That's what my teammates call me, is Dac. So
We'll
that'll
talk more.
Huh?
We'll talk more about
Roller
that.
dactyl.
What's it called?
I said roller dactyl.
Roller dactyl. That'll work.
All right. Well, on behalf
Roller
of the
dactyl.
League of Impossibilists, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining us. And until the next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye,
And
guys.
you're
Welcome.
We'll catch you later.
See ya.